At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land.
I would rank Dr. King number one because he was very passionate about what he had to communicate. It wasn't just giving a speech for the sake of communicating. He believed in what he communicated, and he was able to do that across audiences.
Not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money.
As a teacher and a coach of oratory, Dr. King has to rank as one of the top orators. He is the standard that I use when I'm teaching class, and I think clearly emblematic of what we think of when we think about oration and rhetoric.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
The great American orators, from my perspective, would be someone like Franklin Roosevelt, John Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, maybe Douglas MacArthur might also fit in that category, and certainly Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. ranks among the greatest as well.
The ones that I consider to be in the top, certainly Dr. King, JFK, Sojourner Truth, and someone who I really admire a lot was Eleanor Roosevelt.
So many of Dr. King's speech, if not all, he engaged in extemporaneous speaking. Although he may have had a manuscript, he wasn't afraid to deviate from it.
A true orator needs to have a passion, and that's something that's very difficult to coach or to teach. But if you do not believe with every bone in your body what you are talking about, you're not going to be a successful orator.
The artistry of the speech obviously comes from his background as a minister. It's intertwined with a lot of musicality. I tell students when we study the speech to look at its musical qualities, a lot of repetition, a lot of refrains.
I would rate Dr. King as the greatest American orator of all time.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.